Alright, so this is Cycle 2, Section 2 interview, and we have to state why tan theta, or how tan theta equals root 3. And there's three ways we can do it. We can do it using a calculator, special triangles, and the unit square circle. So using a calculator, it's pretty simple. You write tan theta equals root 3, and then to move the tan to the other side to solve for theta, to isolate theta, we have to use tan inverse. So tan inverse of root 3 equals 60. So using special triangles to solve for tan theta equals root 3, well, we can see in this special triangle that there is no root 3, so we can eliminate it. And in this special triangle, we can see that there is a root 3, so we can use this. So, since tan theta equals root 3, we can also look at it as tan theta over 1 equals root 3 over 1. And that simplifies it, so tan theta is also equal to opposite over adjacent. And that, in this case, it's root 3 over 1, as we can see. So 60, so opposite is root 3, and the adjacent is 1, so root 3 over 1. And that gives us our theta, which is 60. So the next way to solve it is using the unit circle. So we'll just start off with the first point. And pretend we don't know that the angle is 30, so to use this, we have a point which is root 3 over 2 and 1/2. So we put it in our triangle here, and since we know that this is the x-coordinate that goes along the bottom, and our 1/2 is the y-coordinate, so that's the rise, which goes on the height. So first we need to find the angle, so we can use SOHCAHTOA, and the cos of theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse. So since it's root 3 over 1, root 3 over 2 over 1. The 1 isn't a factor in this, so we could just write it as cosine theta equals root 3 over 2. And so to isolate for theta, we move the cosine to the other side using cosine inverse, and we get our angle of 30. So from this, we can now see that the cosine of 30 is equal to root 3 over 2, and cosine, since it's equal to adjacent over hypotenuse, means that the adjacent side to the angle of 30 degrees is root 3, and the hypotenuse is 2, and that's the same in our special triangle right here, root 3 over 2. And so now using the sides that we just found out, we can solve for the remaining side. So using angle of 30, we can now do, so since now we have these two side lengths and the angle, we can use the sine part of SOHCAHTOA. So sine 30 equals opposite over hypotenuse, or opposite over hypotenuse. So we don't know this angle yet. So we can do sine 30 equals opposite over hypotenuse, which in this case is 2. And from there, we can move this 2 over to the other side, and the sine of 30 equals 1/2, so 1/2 times 2 is equal to 1. So that means our opposite side length is 1. And now we can use our tan part of SOHCAHTOA to solve. So tan of 30 is equal to opposite over adjacent, so that is equal to 1 over root 3, which is not correct because our equation, our angle, is equal to root 3. Alright, so now we can try the next next line, which is 60, or 60 degrees, but we don't know that yet. So the cosine of theta is equal to the adjacent, which is 1/2 based on our point, which is the x, over hypotenuse, which is 1, but we don't have to write that since it's 1, it doesn't factor into this. So the cosine of theta equals 1/2, and if we move the cosine over to the other side, cos inverse of 1/2 is equal to theta, and the cos inverse of 1/2 is 60. So from there we can use our SOHCAHTOA, and the cosine of 60 is equal to 1/2, and since we know that cosine of any angle is equal to our adjacent over hypotenuse, we know that our adjacent is 1 and our hypotenuse is 2, so that brings us to this special triangle, which has an adjacent side length of 1 and a hypotenuse of 2, and we can use our sine of 60, which is equal to opposite over hypotenuse, to solve for this. So since we know the hypotenuse is 2, since we know the hypotenuse is 2, we can move this to the other side after we sine 60. So if we take our calculator, sine 60 times 2 equals is 1.732222, which is also equal to root 3. So root 3 is equal to our opposite side length. So now we can use our tan part of SOHCAHTOA. So tan of 60 is equal to opposite over adjacent. In this case, it's root 3 over 1, which can also be written as root 3, which is also equal to root 3. And as you can see, that matches what the question is asking us. So that is how you solve for an angle using a calculator, special triangles, and the unit square.